I am Carol, the owner and creator of everything that you find at CarolJo's.com, which is an online jewelry and accessory business. We do lots of things here than just make jewelry, meaning I don't sit here and tell you, hey, here's what I've got for sale for jewelry. What we do here is we have tutorials, which we had one earlier today on making the silicone wristlets. We also do sales on TikTok only, where I sell the components for you to be able to make jewelry. But today, here at 2 o'clock, we are going to be doing chat time. What chat time is it is a time where you get to ask any type of questions that you would like about jewelry making or small business. So I know I asked in our last live to bring your questions here today. So if you have any questions, please, hello, Angela. And if you have any, put them in the chat and we can get our discussion going. I am going to bring up my backup account. There we go. I got it. So now I can see comments better from TikTok on the backup account. It's a bigger screen. But YouTube, sorry, I don't have a backup account. So what kind of questions do you all have? What is my favorite earring to make? Hi, Rainbow. Okay. That one's a hard one. Because of something that for me is hi Rosie, is a personal thing, I only wear one style of earrings, and I just wear post earrings, and I actually only wear the ones that my husband gave me. So I literally only wear my studs. So making earrings is hard for me because I don't wear them, that I have a hard time making them. I do make, the ones that I like to make the most are actually, once again, stud earrings, where you take cabochons they are, what a cabochon is a round, it can be any shape. These are round that I use. Flat backed, no holes. They can be glass, they can be gemstone crystals, natural stones, they can be resin. And yeah, see, you understand what I'm saying there. And so I love making those into posts. And so I get the post settings to glue them into. So Angela over on TikTok says, I only wear my wedding pearls for 5 years. And the thing is that my husband, before we were married, gave me a pair of diamond stud earrings. And I wore those for years. And we always had this thing where he had two things for me. And that is, sorry, I'm also working as we're doing it. I'm stickering up for tomorrow night's live. He said my engagement ring, when we got engaged, it's what we could afford at the time. And he was like, it's not what I would love you to have permanently. And so he said at some time I get to, we call it the upgrade, my wedding ring. And then also on my diamonds, he said I would be able to do that too sometime. So this pair of diamonds that I have now is my second pair of them. And also, I do not have OnlyFans, so sorry. My wedding ring has already been upgraded too. We got to a place in life where we were able to do that. And it wasn't to be... And I have a hard time talking about it because someone did make a comment about it once that was negative. And so I don't like to talk about it, but we upgraded with what I really wanted. And it wasn't about replacing what he'd given me. I still have that. I still have my originals. I still have my original diamonds, and I have the original ring that I got married in. Whoops, I ripped that one. I'll have to print another one of that one. So, thank you, Brian, for doing that. We don't have OnlyFans here. We're not into that. We're PG. It's been an interesting day with comments. So what other questions? So what type of earrings do you guys like to make? I'm going to ask all of you that are out here, what kind of earrings do you guys make? Oh, cool. that's truly it. I love how you said that, Rosie. We set goals for everything in our in in life, and it's funny because I will tell you, when the person said that comment, she said it in front of my aunt. And you have to remember, I know I've said this before, you guys don't have to remember it, but I'll tell you, I do not have any aunts blood. All of my aunts are marriage because my parents both only had brothers. So both of them had two brothers. So all of my aunts are through marriage. And when this individual said what she said, my aunt said, you have no idea what a person has been through and why that this is important to them. And I was like, it was just the perfect thing to say, because she has no idea what my life was like. She has no idea that I am not materialistic. And it was that we set goals for ourselves. We wanted to attain our goals. And we were working on making sure we were going to set for our future. Yeah, well, and it's funny because we talk about, when we built our house, we talked about, you know, you guys will hear me say, budget is a big thing. You don't go over budget. You can't you should not be overspending. You got to make sure you're putting money away for retirement or rainy day, for medical bills, all of that kind of stuff, and when it came to building our house, I wanted certain countertops. I do not want granite. I will tell you, it was not granite, but it was an upgraded countertop. And I didn't get them because we spray foam insulated our house. You can't spray foam after you've built or put the walls in very well. You can, but it just doesn't work as well. So we spent the money. So we had a set date to upgrade the countertops, and that day has come and gone. And I have a hard time replacing our countertops just because I want something different. Ours work just fine the way they are. See, I'm really not materialistic. Hi, August. Sorry, you're going to hear me crumpling as I'm doing my stickering. Thank you for the heart, me. So yes, sometimes it just doesn't work in our schedules and life happens. And I know, Angela, you've had life moments lately. We are doing chat time. So any questions that you have, go ahead and ask in the chat. Yep. And the thing is that, last year, in Brian and I, we thought about doing a vacation, which reminds me, I got to tell you guys something about something. We had a vacation planned for November, and life happened, and we pivoted, and we didn't do that. And we are planning on doing that now in October. So, yeah, so that's what our plan. We're going to look at doing it. We didn't think it would happen again this quickly, but it is. So we're going to see about doing it this October instead of last November. But what I was going to say, I do need to talk to you guys about. It is baseball season. So any of you, hi, Drungle, is it Drungle Tonks? Oh my Lord, I probably just totally mutilated that. Baseball season for us means that we watch our adult child, our adult kid, still a kid to us. He plays amateur baseball, and he is actually coaching the team this year. So we will be at games probably about 3 times a week, which does interfere with the schedule of doing them on a couple nights a week. So I will be cutting back on the number of shows at night so that we can go and watch Trayson play and be a coach. Yeah, and like, we have to do it. We have supported his baseball career from T-ball, now up to amateur baseball. So, just to let you know, you're going to see me taking a few nights off now. Because we are. Now, we just got to get little Miss Buttercup all excited about this. Because let me tell you, she's not. She has spent 9 years, I kid you not, everybody, 9 years of going to baseball games for him. And it's her uncle. And we've taken her along for the road. So I wanted to let y'all know that we will be having that. And so that does mean I will not be able to do them at night. Doesn't mean that I can't like double up during the day and try getting some of our shows in during the day. It just means I won't have as many, because one of the games is on Sundays and I already take Sundays off. So we're going to play it by ear. We'll see. It does start this Sunday. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm not stressing myself out. Hi, Rainbow. We are going to make sure I can get what we've changed to, and making sure I can get invoicing done during the day and type scenario. So we're going to do that. So I know I need to invoice for last night. I am working on, while we're on the live, getting things stickered for tomorrow night. I have 3 items to finish. I just need 1 sticker to finish 1 completely. And I'm working on the second one while we're talking. So, and if I can get it all done here while we're almost done, almost get it done on the live is what I'm shooting for. And if that's the case, then I'm going to go water flowers this afternoon. It depends on how hot it is outside. If it's not too hot, I'm outside watering. That is my Zen time. I know it sounds really weird, but watering flowers and like making sure we're like deadheading anything, which we won't have to do yet. We're not there yet. And then also I will pull out any weeds while we're doing that. That is just relaxing for me. And then I'll come back in and I'll work on tomorrow morning's 11 a.m. Bring back sale. Those don't usually take as long as like the Friday night sale to get ready. So, but tomorrow night, one of the items I'll show you guys. Get a sneak peek. It is a larger bead. This is a 9 by 2 millimeter size bead. It's like a rondelle, a flat round they call it. So this is what it looks like from the side. So it's just a great spacer bead. And there's like 20 of those in the bag. But this little bag that they put it in isn't big enough for my stickers. So I got to put them in a bigger bag to get those in there. Yeah, so we'll have those tomorrow night. So that's one of our items. The other one that I was just working on is gunmetal chain. We're going to have a gunmetal chain. I got to get one more sticker because I ripped it. But there is our gunmetal chain that we're going to have. So it's a bigger chain, but I think it's cool. So we'll have that tomorrow night. Uh-oh, somebody had a filter. As Jade would say, somebody said a no-no. Yep. Uh-oh. Poor August. I know. That's just TikTok for ya. Okay, I know the other night we talked about what app for like chats and that type of thing. But we also talked about what not as a possible where you could sell at. What other apps do you guys sell on? And let me tell you, it can be anything. You know, if you use Etsy as a platform, how about we'll just use it as platform rather than app. Depop? Is that what you use there, August? What is that? Okay, so what is Depop? If you can get it in a chat. She's like, man, I don't want to comment. Can I just... because I want to, I've never done Whatnot. Okay. So for jewelry. I was going to say, do you want to come on August if you can? Do you want to talk about it? I know I don't normally have a lot of other people, but maybe we have some questions and we can ask you as we're doing it. Do you want to do that? You don't have to. I'm not pressuring you. I'm just trying to figure out how to pronounce your name. Okay. Just, is it Janelle? No, it's not Janelle. How do you pronounce your name? I was going to say hi to you, but I can't pronounce your name. I'm like trying to figure it out. I was going to say, how come, as I say, she hasn't came on and asked for a request? I haven't seen it. Did I miss it? I'm going to make sure I didn't miss it. No, I didn't get an invite. I didn't get it. Let me see if I can get you. How do I do? This is going to laugh because I'm like trying to figure out how to get you on mine. Okay, she says it's bidding, but she said she's seen it work different ways. Some people use Mary, is it Mary Kari? I think is how you pronounce it, but we don't know what it is. I've never been on that one. It was funny. I know it's not going through. Well, if I could see it. Oh, I see it now. I got to look right there. There we go. I was looking in the wrong spot. It's connecting. Okay, you there, August?
Yep, can you hear me?
Yeah, let me turn it up just a little bit so I can hear you more. Okay.
Okay, is that better?
Yeah.
Okay, so Depop is similar to Whatnot. I have yet to figure out if you can go live on Depop to sell. I search through listings. So it's the same as Whatnot as far as putting listings go. So you can list something for a certain price, but people have the opportunity to make offers that you can either request or counter bid back on. And then it's sold that way. So it's kind of like a semi website type thing.
So when
that you post listings.
Okay, so when you're talking about Whatnot, that wasn't what I was thinking that Whatnot was. When you're talking about the bidding, and I'm gonna word it this way because when you said it this is what came to mind. Is it more of like bartering where they're going to decrease the cost from what you put it out there? They're not going to increase the cost, right?
Well, it depends. So let's say, for instance, you list a bracelet for, let's say, 10 diamonds, right?
Yeah.
So, say I come across it and I'm like, oh, that's really pretty. Now you can make settings for each listing as far as how low you allow people to make offers on. So if you only want to go 10% below what you list that item for, that's the lowest bid that they can offer you on that particular item.
Okay. Does it automatically sell it to them then if it's within that threshold?
No, only
Okay.
if you accept the offer. You
Okay.
have to accept it in order for it to go through as an actual purchase.
Okay.
Now that's Depop. Now with Whatnot, you can do listings the same way you would do it on Depop, but on Whatnot, you are able to go live and you are able to sell while you're live. And you can either create a listing for every single item that you are showing for that show, So similar to how you do your lineups for TikTok,
Yeah.
you know, you put your numbers and you know what items you're showing. You would have to create a listing for each individual item that you could then run, quote, quote, while you show it on Whatnot, and people can start bidding on those items at a certain start price. So you could start everything at $1 bids and have people swipe on them, and the person who pays the most wins. Like they have sudden death where you put it on a timer. The last person to get the highest bid in wins. So you could, I mean, people can sell things that are worth $2 and get $25+ out of it. You
Okay.
know?
All right.
So that's more of like auction style bidding.
Mm-hmm.
But if you do the listings, you can have it as that particular price and have the shipping included and adjusted however way you want. And they would just swipe on the listing and pay. It would be like a buy now situation. So
Okay.
you would show it and then have it as a buy now option where there is no bidding. You would buy it as is.
Okay. So then, what are the fees involved with it?
So Whatnot takes obviously they take a percentage, but their percentage is not nearly as high as saying like doing like TikTok things like with the subscriptions. So they take like 80% of the money. I think Whatnot takes I think it's under 30% that
Okay.
they take a fee of.
Okay.
It's not incredibly horrible. They have you do like these little startup videos to watch when you first join. It's really easy to be certified to sell on Whatnot. It's very easy.
Okay.
But it doesn't cost you anything to start selling on there. Once you sell something, they take their fee and then it can get deposited into your PayPal. That's how you get your payments is through PayPal.
Okay. I just got to ask those of you on YouTube, can you hear the other individual that's on my live here on TikTok? I just want to make sure you can hear what she's saying. I have you set up right next to each other, so I would assume you can, but I just want to make sure.
Yeah, no worries. I agree,
Oh,
Jessica. Whatnot is awesome.
okay. All right. So do they have people like with what I have selling?
Yeah. Yeah, you can pretty much find anything on Whatnot.
Okay.
What I tell everybody is that if you're curious about it, you know, download, you know, the program onto your phone or your, you know, laptop or whatever you use,
Uh-huh.
and search through it, watch lives, see how it works, you know, follow the instructions at the very beginning, you know, definitely get certified to be a seller, but you can also navigate through the app itself. So
Yeah.
that's what I tell everybody.
Okay.
How did you get?
I love how you did that, Ashley, because I was like, yeah, I don't think we can say that name there. And then you're the next comment, take that out. I'm like, oh, you're good. Oh, I love it, Ashley. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I love the platform. I think it's cool, it's fun. It's a unique way of, you know, getting your business and name out there for sure. Because what I've noticed is if you change up the time frames that you do live shows on there, you're gonna get a tremendous amount of people that come through.
Okay.
You know, and it's just like starting over on any platform. You're gonna get people that stay, and you're gonna get people that pop in, don't say a word, bid on things, and then leave. Because once the payment goes through, like that's it. It goes through immediately. And if someone's card declines, the app immediately tells you, "Hey, so and so's payment didn't go through. Make sure, you know, it's fixed." And they get like, I don't know, 12 to 24 hours to fix it, or however long you as the seller decide to give them.
Okay.
But the platform itself, I think it's 24 hours.
Cool. Because, you know, I think we all are looking at different ways that we can all sell things. And not just like rely on one. Because like for me personally, I've relied a ton on TikTok for everything. And when we had the dark time.
Yep. The dark ages of TikTok.
When you can't do anything, it was like
Yep.
hindering, and I was like, oh dear Lord.
I agree. That's why I ended up going on Whatnot. Because
Okay.
I was like, well, what else am I going to do? I'm all social media right
Mm-hmm.
now.
Yeah.
Because I don't have a website. So I was like, what am I going to do? So I tried it and I was like, all right, it's easy enough. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't even have to do it with the Whatnot style is what I call it. You can do a live claim sale and do it the same way you do it here.
Okay.
You know, you can send links and messages for the deposit that will lead to your website. You know, you can do the exact same thing over there as you do here. The
Okay.
same way I do. I do basket claims.
Okay. All
But not
right.
every seller does it that way. But a lot of them that do it, you'll see a lot of crystal vendors that do it. You'll see some like bead people do it. Starting to become more and more popular, but
Okay.
most people do the swipe of the the bidding version.
Okay. Hey, Carmen.
Hey, Carmen.
Thank you, everybody, for sharing out the live. Once we get to 10 shares and 10K likes, I forgot to say that in the beginning, we do the giveaways. Ashley's asking, how do you do the basket claim on the back end?
So pretty much what I do is I go live on Whatnot, you know, and I immediately start. And because on TikTok, when I go live, I wait a couple minutes to start, so so people have a chance. On Whatnot, the best thing to do is just the second you go live, just start your show.
Okay.
Explain what you're doing. You know, have a little poster board in the back with instructions like how much the deposit is. Explain who pays the deposit. You know, just have little important details on a whiteboard in the background so that when new viewers pop in, they see it. And then you can reiterate it verbally as well. But then, you know, just say if you want to open a basket and do it this way, we can do open claims. Or if they want to do it the Whatnot way, you can just make a temporary listing quickly with how much the product is that you're selling, and they swipe it and it's done.
Okay. I was going to say, hold on just a second, August. Four Wheels in the Neighborhood, we are live on both YouTube and TikTok with what I call chat time. And we are talking right now about different ways that we can sell what we make. A lot of us are jewelry vendors, but there are other types. Some sell crystals, and it's whatever you're selling in your small business. How can we do it? What are some other options than just TikTok out there? And we're talking right now about Whatnot app.
Oh, okay, I get you. So typically what I do is, because most of the time it's regulars that come into my Whatnot show and claim. So I do it the same way I do it on TikTok, which would be what Carol would probably do it her same way, send an invoice or whatever. If they do a basket claim sale and they want it all purchased through Whatnot, then yes, I would just create one buy now payment like link, and then have a description in there of the items that they claimed that's in their basket, and it would just be all one lump sum. And then typically that way they would end up getting the free shipping, because you can have them pay all of the shipping for everything, or you can have it set to a certain price, and once they get a certain amount claimed, they get free shipping, or paid for, they get free shipping. But yeah, you can do a one lump sum buy now link for the app itself.
Okay. Now we're all going to go, after this live, go look at Whatnot. And then we're going to probably have to have a follow-up chat time on it next week with more questions.
Yeah, man. But I mean, it sounds more difficult than it really is.
Okay.
But that's why I tell everybody, you just gotta go in it and navigate it, and kind of dip the toes in the water and see if you like the style. If you don't, if it's not for you, it's not for you.
Yeah.
Because I've had people say it really wasn't my deal, and I'm like, all right, that's cool. I like to use it as like a website style with the listings.
Okay.
Then I can just send links to the listings and people can pay them.
Okay.
So
Thank you. Thank you for coming on and doing that. I appreciate it.
no problem. Thank you for allowing me.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah. If anyone has questions, just message me.
All right. We're talking, Geraldine, about different ways that we can sell what we make other than just using TikTok. And we were just talking about using Whatnot app, and then also Depop, which was DEPOP. And then if I don't know, Angela, if you want to talk and come on and talk, or if you want to do it in the chat about, she uses Mercari?
Mercari.
Yeah. Mercari.
Yeah.
What is it now? How do you pronounce it? Because I don't know how to pronounce it.
Mercari.
Mercari. And how do you
Yeah.
use that to sell jewelry?
I think Mercari is similar to Etsy.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
I
just
think
list it
Mercari-
and then
Mhm.
hope somebody finds it.
Yeah. I think so.
That's what I think of
Yeah,
Etsy.
Mercari is Etsy. Oh, it's similar to Poshmark.
See, and I don't do Poshmark either, so you'll have to explain that one to me.
I mean, they're all kind of the same, like Poshmark, ThreadUp, Mercari, Etsy. It's all either handmade stuff or thrifted
Okay.
items. Like if you had clothes that you didn't want anymore, you can list that. If you have handbags you don't want, you can list that. Like there, you can put an array of listings of different things.
See, I'm not, and this is my opinion, and it is my opinion only. You guys can all do your own opinions. Trust me. I did Etsy for like a year, and I didn't like it because it was Fee City, and you had to make sure you pushed people to it. Well, if you're looking for people, how do you push them to it? You know what I mean? Etsy was not for me. That's what I will say. Okay, the percentage has gone way up.
Yeah, I know Etsy, they charge an obscene amount of money to be a seller on there. It's like it's a little wacky.
Well, and the thing is that, everybody talks about, the monthly fee for having a website is really high. When I do Shopify, and they're like, "Ooh, it's high."
I pay yearly for that.
I paid more in Etsy just to list everything than I did in a month for having my website.
Really?
Yes.
I believe it.
Okay, Ashley said she started on Etsy and she left after the first couple of months because of the fees. I do prefer Shopify too. And that's just where I literally will be probably for a while. I will tell you guys, I tried different websites too. I tried GoDaddy. I did Weebix, I think is how you pronounce it. I tried 4 different websites. Hi, Tina. And at the end of the day, I preferred Shopify because it allowed me to do more than GoDaddy did for the price. GoDaddy was like, you could just go. But if I wanted to have the website that I have, it was going to be really expensive.
Well, here's a question, if you don't mind me asking, and you don't have to say it if you don't want to, but how much is it a month for the Shopify, like for that domain?
The domain is my I can tell you my domain so that I can have CarolJo's.com for my domain is not even a per month. It's a per annual. You pay it once a year. Okay. And that one just renewed. It is $16 and change depending on the tax for where you live at. So between 16 and 17 for 6 point something.
Okay.
For the entire year.
Okay. So you pay that yearly, and then you have to also pay monthly in order to use Shopify. So
when I started out with Shopify, you can do also I was going to say Angela did her domain through Google and then linked it to Shopify, and you can do that too. I just did everything in Shopify to have it in one place. Right. So You can do it through any type of domain place that you can purchase a domain and connect it to Shopify, or you can go through Shopify and get it. But through Shopify, I am paying less than $17 for an annual. Now, yep. So Ashley's got hers through GoDaddy and linked to Shopify, and you can do that too. And what I started my business on for Shopify, I did it monthly. Yep, you can do it all through Shopify. And so when I started, it was like $29.99 a month plus taxes.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not bad.
See, I want to do a notary business too, but in South Dakota, you can just go to the bank and get a notary. I've been a notary. Yep, you can do WooCommerce and WordPress. Yep. So you can do it in all different ways. But I did it monthly, and then they were going to up the monthly fee to $39.99 unless you paid it annually. Then it was $29.99, and I ended up switching to an annual at that time because my business was taking, and I was doing more in my business, so I had more income that I could do that.
Right.
Carmen pays $10 for her domain. So domains are not that expensive. And you can do all the domains where you can do the .com, the .org, the .whatever, the .net. You can pay for all of those. I just pay for the .com one. I just bought one.
That's what I'm thinking, is getting a .com, because I want augustfirecrystals.com.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah,
I'm gonna have to look into all that, because I really do want a website. It's just I'm not savvy with any of this.
Well, and I will tell you, for me personally, I have an IT background, and I've told people this when we've talked about this. Ooh. See, in our loan signing doesn't need a notary. And if you do it through, sorry, I've got a piece of hair on me. If you do a home loan, they go through, they don't get the notaries. They have them already at the title companies. Yeah, make sure they don't misspell it, because whatever you're given is what you pay for. And then if you have misspelled and you want to change it, you have to buy it again. Good point, Ashley.
Okay.
But I will say Shopify, what I did is that I went out, researched what I kind of wanted it to do. Thank you for the follow there, Cray. And so, like, you know, these are the things that you need to think about when you're doing a website. In Shopify and GoDaddy, one of the other ones that I had tried had templates, but some of them don't have templates for your website. So if you find one that you were like, okay, do they have templates? Find out if that's included in it, because the templates will help with, there are things that you have to have on your website that a lot of people really don't think about at the time that they're doing the website, and just go with out of the box is what I'm going to say. And that is like, what is your shipping disclosures? What do you want to disclose about your shipping? What about returns? There are some other things that are out there that you know, there's things that some of the states require. Like California is a big one that requires a lot of things that are out on your website. And so I wanted to go with somebody who allowed me to have that out there, so that I didn't have to sit here and think of all of that.
Right.
So that's why I went with Shopify for a lot of that. But then when you read through it, some of them are legally, you have to leave it like it is. But some of them you can word it what you want. So you have, what I would say is, before you get into like 100% of like, I'm ready to start, I'm going to pay, have some of those things thought through, run it through AI to get, you know, better grasp and understanding of what it is, or even to have a better wording, you know, that type of thing. They didn't have AI when I started my website. I wish I would have had it. It would probably been easier. But have that stuff ready to go, so that when you go to do it, like Shopify lets you have like the first month for $1. That first month, don't think about, this is my opinion, everybody, my thing. That first month for that buck there or whatever it is going to be, is that that it's going to be your setup time. Setting everything up, getting everything ready, getting it ready to turn on at the end of the month. And so don't expect a sale in the first month.
Right. Okay. Gotcha.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
well, I guess you take that time to build it. Is
yes.
what you're saying.
Yep. Because you get charged from the time that you're building it. Carmen brings up a great point. Also, do you want to take credit cards? What different types? So like, do you need to have, like on my website, I can take PayPal, but I had to have a PayPal account set up so that it could integrate with Shopify.
Right.
And then the same thing with my Apple and my Google accounts. I had to have those all set up before they could do it. So you could do Google Pay and Apple Pay.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
But like the credit cards for Shopify, so like American Express, Visa, and MasterCard, I just needed to give my bank account information because they're settled through there and just come straight to my bank. It used to be PayPal was like a separate payment and you had to go do your payment out of PayPal to get it into your account. But Shopify and PayPal now work together and it just goes on a different day than your credit cards. And then you know how Shopify will allow you to do the payment plans, the Shop Pay installments or whatever it is. Those come literally, it's really weird. It comes after you have mailed the package. And then the next day it'll settle. But each time you have that package set, you mail it out. So let's say 5 people use that option. You're going to get 5 separate entries into your account.
Right.
Yep. And it's like the Klarma or whatever it is. I don't do that one, so I don't know how to pronounce it. That one where you have to sign up and they do their thing just like PayPal does.
Yeah, you can do the payments.
Okay.
Another thing too about Whatnot is that if and when you do sell something on there, you do not get your payout until the package itself is delivered.
Okay.
So just keep that in mind. It's not going to be like the payment went through, boom, you're paid. The shipping gets paid through the app itself, and then once the customer receives their package is when you get paid.
Okay. And shipping right now is taking forever. I was gonna say though, in Shopify for the payments that you do through Shopify that come through them, you get to set up how often do you want to be paid by them. So like if you want to be paid daily, you can be paid daily. If you want to be paid weekly, you can be paid weekly, and you get to select the day of the week that you want it to hit your account. If you want it monthly, you sure can do that. But the thing is though, I also have a business account at my. You have to understand, guys, financial institutions, I'm going to explain something about this. Financial institutions are banks and credit unions, not credit cards, credit unions. So even though a lot of people call a credit union a bank, they're not a bank. Sorry, just my plug because of sitting on the board. And so the credit union that I have my business account through charges for all credits and debits coming through. And you get so many in your analysis that you have, depending on how much you're going to be charged. Hi, Lori. And so based upon that you need to take that into consideration when you're setting up how often do you want to receive a payment from Shopify. Do you want to pay $1 a month the service charge? Do you want to pay $5? Do you want to pay $50?
Right.
Thanks, Carmen, for all the gifts. So that's some of the things that you have to think about that you don't always think about. And one thing I will tell you, because of working in the finance industry for years, you do need to keep your personal and your business accounts separate. Don't have your business account going into your personal account and commingling the funds.
So I guess it would be best for me to open a business bank account before setting up a website instead of just having it linked to my personal and only.
That's what I'm going to suggest. Yes.
Okay.
And I know that sounds weird, but when you're commingling the funds, it comes into big issues like if your business takes off. And oh good, Carmen, thank you for saying that. She has hers separated. You it gets into how the money is there. If you're and such. There are different rules and regulations for business versus personal accounts in that world.
Gotcha.
I have a PayPal business and I have a PayPal personal too. So yes. So I have lots of different types. If you go and look at my portfolio at my credit union, it's awful. I tell them, I go in and I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm not going to just give you I'm like, usually you can go in and just be like, here's my last four of my social security number. And it's like, yeah. And the reason being is I take care of my dad's finances. I also have my husband and I's account. I have my own account. And then my sister and I have an account together for something. And so, and then I have two businesses actually. So in person, my business is called One Name. And in here it is this has its own account. So I have two personal. So I have in-person or two business. In-person and e-commerce have different names.
Oh, wow.
I know that sounds really weird. I just have not given up my stuff for in-person. Even though I don't do in-person shows very well. Very often. Not very well. Not very often. See, I'm straight credit union, Miss Carmen, because, being on the board. I told them, I said, I can't give up my deposit account or my one account at one of the financial banks because they give me a safe deposit box. Yes, I'm old school. I have a safe deposit box. And I said, if I could get one here, I'd move it. So they're looking for a safe deposit for me.
Safe deposit boxes are good to have, though, because you just never know.
I put, like, some legal documents in there. Yeah. And so, literally, that is, like, been my background, has been financing. So, the finance part of running a business is easier for me than, you're going, oh, that's where you're going, Miss Carmen. I never knew what town it was. And I told my Val, the one that lives